My fellow Jamaicans, me come for drink milk, but me there cocoa. It is abundantly clear to me that there are people who live foreign and identify as Jamaicans, but you don't have one of these. And while you're entitled to your opinion, one is a set a rascal does. So let me set the record straight. Number one, Jamaica is not an African nation. It's not a black country. We identify as an ethnically diverse society. People, please just stop it. Out of many, one people, Jamaicans. We do not hyphenate and we do not encourage separation by race. Number two, this one's mine. This is my granny own. This one is my mom's. And this is grandpa. Yeah, it's hardcover. Grandpa died a long time ago. If you are planning a trip to Jamaica and you don't own one of these, you're going to have to book a return flight from where you came. These are the rules. I'm just laying it down for you. If you go to Jamaica and you don't have one of these, immigration will stamp your passport and give you a set amount of time that you're allowed to stay in Jamaica. And if you overstay your welcome, we put you back on a plane and we send you back. You, not me, you back to the country from which you came.
Hello guys, how are you doing today? I hope you're all well and staying safe wherever you are. Welcome back to Trending Pulse Worldwide. My name is Amy, and if you're new here, kindly consider subscribing to the channel so you don't miss out on trending stories just like this. Okay, let's get into this. So this Chinese Jamaican woman online went viral for saying some kind of stuff, and she said that if you don't have a Jamaican passport, you shouldn't even be in Jamaica in the first place. And then in another video, she claimed that Patois isn't African at all. It comes from the Irish.
So there's a video going around of what appears to be a Chinese Jamaican woman really coming for black African people from Jamaica, particularly those of us who live foreign, yeah, in relation to issues of blackness, Africanness, and the possession of a passport or lack thereof. People are sending me this video and ask me what I have to say about it. And the reality is, I don't have nothing to say to she. Any non-African person from Jamaica or anywhere else in the world that has a problem with Africans from Jamaica, yard or foreign, asserting our Africanness and our blackness, that a feeding problem. This is not something that we should feel the need to justify, apologize for, or even explain, especially when you consider the colonial and neo-colonial experience of African Jamaicans and how that results in the migration of African Jamaicans, as well as the extent to which the colonizer attempted to sever us from a sense of heritage and a sense of culture. That alone tell you everything what you need to know about the mentality of the smaddy will make that the video there. So when I have nothing more to say about that except to affirm the teaching of Marcus Mosiah Garvey when Africans of his time were being challenged in relation to our affirmation and assertion of racial and cultural pride. Let contrary sentiments and cross opinions go to the winds. We are entitled to our own opinions and not obligated or bound by the opinions of others.
Ministry of Education, I have a bone to pick with you. Why are so many Jamaicans ignorant of their own history? Why so much dunce people in my comment section? Oh my God, people, stop it. The Jamaican accent is not an African dialect. The Jamaican accent, like everything associated with modern Jamaican heritage, is in fact the byproduct of the cultural melting pot that our motto embraces. In fact, in terms of cadence, it's most similar to an Irish accent.
I've been shook enough now, to be honest, since the racing a bit tired now and the legs are like jelly, but...
No, ma'am. See, I am not just going to stand by and watch non-black Jamaicans erase the Africanness from my culture. See, non-black Jamaicans like to wave the motto out of many one people whenever they are trying to distract the rest of us from the systemic inequalities that exist in the country and that allows them to enjoy certain privileges. Let me just read a little of what I learned when I looked into this motto. Presenting Jamaica as a harmonious, multiracial, or even post-racial society is an exercise in nation branding, which initially served the process of decolonization and was also used to encourage foreign tourism and investment. The adoption of a national motto, flag, and anthem in 1962 a system of national heroes, and expressions of solidarity with Africa are some of the examples of nation branding at home. See, this motto was never intended to reflect reality. It was a practical exercise that was implemented to present Jamaica to the world as a racial paradise and encourage primarily white tourists to come. And as a non-Black Jamaican, you and your ancestors' interests were placed above the interests of the majority non-Black Jamaican. The British made sure of it around the time of independence. Let me read a little more. Economic power today is held mostly by browns and ethnic minorities, Chinese, Syrians, Lebanese. And there are also many foreign-owned businesses. Even when holding education and residence constant, dark-skinned men and women experience higher levels of economic discrimination and own fewer household items. While the top and middle tiers of the social pyramid have changed somewhat, the bottom has remained the same. Dark-skinned people engaged in low-paid, semi-skilled or unskilled work. The continuation of this color class hierarchy has been the result of differential treatment and disparate impact. In other words, while devoid of explicit racial content and often presented as offering equality of opportunity, these practices have exerted racial effects. They have helped to reproduce disadvantages for non-white or dark-skinned Jamaicans. Now, as a Jamaican who is not phenotypically Black, you are either unaware or deliberately ignoring the privileged position from which you speak.
So guys, let me just unpack what she said a little bit. So first of all, yes, technically she's right that Jamaica is not in Africa, which is true. That's not even made up, or that's not even a debate. And yes, Patois is considered a Creole language, which means it has influence from different places, including English and yes, even Irish. But that's not the whole story, because you cannot deny the African influence in the language. And there are actual African words in Patois, and even the rhythms and intonation, that musical tone Jamaicans speak with, it's clearly rooted in African expression. And you know what? To ignore that, to completely erase it like it doesn't even matter. Then the part that really blew people's mind, she turned around and said, if you don't have a Jamaican passport, you shouldn't be in Jamaica. Or if you're in Jamaica, you should find a return ticket back to where you came from. And yes, she became a Jamaican citizen, which is cool. But that doesn't give her the right to dictate who belongs in Jamaica or what makes someone Jamaica. And I feel like she was focusing on the Black people in Jamaica who are foreigners or who came to Jamaica. And you know, she's trying to erase the African ancestry in Jamaica. And you can't just move in and start telling people what they can or can't do in their own country. You know, that's not how it works. And she's not immigration, she's not the government, and she's definitely not the voice of all Jamaicans. And let's just be honest, the way she said all this, it didn't sound like she was trying to teach or build unity. It felt more like she was trying to separate Jamaica from Africa, like she was pushing this weird idea that Jamaican culture has nothing to do with Africans at all. But we all know that it's not true. And the funny thing, or the most ironical part, is Jamaicans and Africans are so close. Jamaicans love Africans, and Africans' love for Jamaica is just undeniable. So you see, it's so weird of this kind of theory she's trying to bring about. And again, Jamaican culture is deeply African. Talking from the language to the food to the music, it's all there. And also Africans admire and respect Jamaicans too. It's just a two-way traffic, you know, the bond is strong. There's a real connection between these two. So guys, that is just my opinion. What do you think about this entire situation? Let me know in the comments. And before you go, kindly consider subscribing, turning on the notification, liking the video and giving it a thumbs up. And also don't forget to subscribe for more stories just like this. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.